Mike, you guys didn't get the big hit today, obviously, but that's happened a lot this season. What kept this team from being able to get those hits?
I wish I had the answer, and I think all coaches, you want to know what the magic is, and it's a difficult question, and not the answer that I have. But you're right. In certain times, we needed the big hit. But it's not just the offense. It's easy to look back at a game like this and say, well, you lost 4-1 and you didn't swing. But you also got to pitch and you also got to play defense, and they did that better than us. Game one, we make a couple errors and we walk 8 guys, and although we only scored 2 runs, there's games now like the one last night that was 1-0, and so the college game, and I know you hear that, and that's not making excuses, but you have to be good at all 3 phases, and it's one of those things where when you don't play well in a certain phase, it's going to come back to get you. If it's not defense, if it's not making a play at a certain time, or not making a pitch, or walking the wrong hitter and having to face the wrong hitter, all those things I think are magnified because the games are so low scoring now. When you used to score more runs, you didn't see it as much, and so when you hit into a double play, it hurts a lot more now. When you get a guy caught stealing, or when a guy pops up into the infield with a runner at third and less than 2 outs, you feel those mistakes, if you will. So I don't think it's just offense. I think it's just playing the game better than everybody else, and you got to hold them down until you're able to score. Today, they weren't going to be held down. They were just in the middle of the lineup. They were too good.
Mike, hold on real fast. What do you guys have to do as a program to get to the point where you can win the way college baseball is now?
Say that one more time.
What do you guys have to do as a program to get to where you can win these kind of games?
Yeah, we got to continue to work hard. We got to continue to recruit and get better, so we're more talented. And again, the margin of error is so small that I think even mentally it gets to you a little bit. And I think that's what happened to this team, is that we got to a point where it was hard for us to get back. And that's the thing that I'm probably most disappointed is, at one point we were really good. And we were feeling really good about ourselves, and we couldn't get that feeling back. We had times in the second half where we played really well. And, so we didn't have long spurts of not being too good. Every weekend we had a really good game and where we pitched really well, and but it was hard for us to put a streak together. I don't know how many wins that we had in a row in the second half of the season. I mean, the longest win streak was maybe 2 or 3 games. We just weren't able to get going, and it's amazing. It seemed like such a long time ago, but we were 21-2. And, we were really good at one time. But, I think we just couldn't get that feeling back. And part of what you're asking, I think, about, how do you get that big hit is the confidence and feeling good about yourself that you're going to do those types of things.
Mike, what did you see in Sam's 2 strike at bats there in the first inning? Was it something that kept him from winning those at-bats?
You're exactly right, and he said it, but I don't know if you heard it. His slider today didn't have a lot of depth. He says the blister didn't affect it. I know it didn't hurt him, and he's a gutsy kid, but it may have affected it. The slider just wasn't as good today, his off-speed pitches. You got to credit them. I mean, I don't want to take the credit away from them. I mean, Katz and Lindenmuth in the middle, had back-to-back doubles in the first, and you're right, we had them 0-2, 1-2, I think both hitters, but couldn't put them away. But 2 great at bats. But I just felt that he couldn't get enough depth on his slider today, and they did a good job of staying on it.
Last question, Coach. Did it seem to you that the guys were a little less energetic today in the dugout?
No, I don't. I actually think they were pretty locked in today. One of the things when you think about energy and enthusiasm, when you don't score a lot of runs, you don't get a lot of hits, there's not a lot to cheer about. But I really thought today they looked the most comfortable. I thought the first 2 games we played really nervous. Even though yesterday we won 8-4. I saw certain at bats that weren't characteristic of certain guys. I thought defensively, when it was time to win, we didn't play well at the end. It walked a few guys and made it a little more difficult than it had to be. But I thought today they had that look. I thought they were focused. I thought they were into the game. And we did have some at bats early where we hit some balls hard and right at people, and they made some really good defensive plays. And then we just really couldn't get it going after that. After that bases loaded inning where they got out with 1 run, we just really didn't mount much after that.